Okay, it's been a while since I've done this. Hello, good morning, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new around here, hi, my name is Aaron, and I am an A-level student as well as a tutor on the side. And I wanted to do this video just to sort of get back in the swing of a day in the life video, go back to like olden YouTube, and yeah, just take you along the day with me today. I've got a tutoring session this morning, and then I've got lessons this afternoon as well, and I also need to do some catch up on homework as well. So yeah, I thought I'd take you guys with me. First things first, the most important thing is obviously I have to make myself a cup of tea.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Okay, so like I mentioned, I have got a tutoring lesson this morning. Also, we're going to ignore the fact that the wall colours are different. We're painting our bedroom, so it looks a bit weird at the minute. So like I mentioned, I have got a lesson this morning, tutoring English. I'm going to take you through the lesson actually. Obviously I'm not going to go into too much detail just because it's personalised, but I would still like to show you the slides that I've got and the worksheets that I've got as well. So the lesson itself is for a GCSE English language session, and we are looking at, just going to log into my computer, we're looking at point, evidence, explain paragraphs. So I keep my slideshows pretty simple. I do like the cover to be a little bit fancier just because it helps me sort of see it in the Google Drive section. But just going through the session today, I obviously always start with my objectives. I have lesson overview, like a bit more detail in another vlog. Perhaps I'll do a separate video on it, just looking at how I run my tutoring sessions and what actually goes on in them. But this is my slideshow, so I usually always start off with like an objective, or sometimes I won't call it an objective slide, I'll call it like what we want to achieve or what we want to do by the end of the session. And then I obviously also use loads of pictures. So for example, in this one I came up with the example of a burger, and yeah, it's just about explaining the structure of the paragraphs in the most simple way possible. This lesson doesn't have a lot of slides because so the way I run my lessons, I usually do a teaching, practice, and then application. So those are the three titles of my lessons that I do. So I will do one lesson teaching the content if the student doesn't have any like prior knowledge of it, or they've got very limited knowledge of it, and then I will do a practice session where we'll go over it. So we'll look at the slides again, or we'll look at some different examples just to solidify that. And then the application lesson, which is the lesson that I'm doing today, is the lesson where we spend the session writing paragraphs together, or in this case writing paragraphs together, but actually putting that skill to use, whether that's looking at exam questions or past paper questions, and this is what that lesson is essentially. So I've also created some worksheets as well. So yeah, just a nice little overview of the lessons basically, but I do really enjoy them. I think they're a really nice way to sort of connect with different GCSE students around the UK really, because obviously a lot of the skills that we do, despite obviously the examples being different, they are sort of the same. So seeing how another student has been taught, or seeing what they know compared to what I know and what I've been taught, it's really interesting. So this is currently my setup. I've got my laptop here, just going over my lesson slides. I would also be going through my lesson notes as well, or like lesson plans, but because it's such a short lesson and it's only application, I don't really feel the need to make one. But I've got my laptop, my water, my tea, mouse. This monitor, because this is a new computer, I still need to get a dongle for it, so it'll sort of like link up to that. And I would normally have my iPad as well, but my iPad is charging, so yeah, one quick tip as well, for tutoring, I use Google Meet. It's free for people who have Google accounts. Yeah, I use Google Meet because it's free for people who have Google accounts, and also there's no cutoff. A lot of people prefer Zoom. Zoom is great if you have like a, I don't know how you call it, like professional account or pro account. And that is a lot of money. And obviously it doesn't cut off after 45, it cuts off after 45 minutes if you're using the free plan. With Google Meet, it's unlimited. I think they did that during lockdown or like COVID, if I'm not wrong. They sort of, they made all the Google Meets unlimited amount of time. And they've sort of kept it like that ever since. So yeah, if you're looking to do like online conferencing, stuff like that, use Google Meet just because I think it's a little bit better than Zoom in terms of affordability. Obviously it's free, but also it's quite easy to get onto. You can just like enter a link or enter a code. So yeah. One little thing that I wanted to point out, these whiteboards here, there's two of them. I don't know how big they look on camera, but they are actually quite decent size. And I actually got them from the range. I would highly recommend them. They're about like £11. They're really, really cheap. They come with like a board rubber and like loads of pens as well. Literally, I think they were, when they first came out, they were like 20 quid and then they reduced them down to 11. I know that because I work there. Yeah, go ahead and buy them at the range actually. They're really, really good. I have stuck them onto my wall. That's my brother. That one is mine and that one is my brother's, the one you can't see. That one is currently for my English coursework. That's the points that you've seen there. But yeah, they're really good. I am personally a visual learner, so if I can do like mind maps or what I'll do is for law, because I study law, I will often do like a blurting session on them. It's good to do it on paper as well, but I find that the whiteboard gives you so much space. And also you can rub things out, so I can do like a little circle in the middle, and it doesn't have to be neat either, because obviously I'm going to rub it out eventually. Do a circle in the middle with a topic, write everything I know, go back at my notes or look in the textbook that I have, and then I can fill in the blanks or fill in the stuff that I maybe got wrong. And that's the really great thing about these boards, because they're so big. You can literally write as much content as you, well, I say as much content as you want. You've got space for quite a lot of content as well. I've just packed my bag, ready for college, and I'm about to get on the bus. Say get onto it, it's like 2 seconds away from my house, so I will catch up with you guys either when I'm there or when I'm back. So it's a couple hours later, and I've had dinner, and I'm now just working on some work. I've got all my homework out the way. Obviously I do tutor on the side, but I also run my own business on the side as well. And so what I'm working on currently is some GCSE digital notes.